Alright, so this video is going to be on polynomial operations. And so it's going to be on adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. So polynomials are just a collection of terms. You've seen them before. So things like x squared plus 2x minus 3. This would be a polynomial. Polynomial could just be x to the fourth plus 1, could be a lot of different things, right? Negative 3x cubed minus 5x. So all these are polynomials. It's just a collection of terms being added and subtracted. And so what we're going to do is we're going to take these things and we're going to multiply them, subtract them, and add them. And it's probably a review. Hopefully this helps you to remember how to do things, but shouldn't be too bad. So one of the things I will talk about is instructions. And a lot of the times when it comes to performing polynomial operations, the instructions will actually probably sound like this. Perform the indicated operation. And so in your textbook, it might say perform the indicated operation. Well, you'll know the polynomials are being added if you see an addition symbol between the two polynomials. Subtraction if there's a minus sign, but multiplying might not be as clear, but you'll just see them written in a parentheses and then next to another parentheses, which would indicate multiplication. So without further delay, here we go. So let's do adding a little bit and subtracting as well. So here we go. Let's just say that we said in example 1, perform the indicated operation. Here it is. Your first polynomial is this one, 3, and then parentheses, x squared minus 2x plus 1, right? And then plus x times x squared minus 5x plus 4. And so what I would encourage you to do is pay attention to the fact that it's saying you've got a 3, a coefficient in front. So in order to add these things together, we're going to have to multiply and distribute. So we're going to have to distribute this 3 into everything and the x into these things. And notice that there's this plus sign in between, so we're just going to keep it as addition. So here we go. This would be 3x squared minus 6x plus 3 plus still x cubed minus 5x squared plus 4x. And now all we're going to do is look for like terms and combine like terms. Remember, like terms have the same base and exponent. So 3x squared is a like term with negative 5x squared. And negative 6x and 4x are like terms. And that's all the like terms that we have. And we're going to put them in order. And so anytime that you're usually asked to work with polynomials, you would want to put them in standard form. So my first term is going to be x cubed. And then I'm going to have 3x squared minus 5x squared, which would be negative 2x squared. Then negative 6x plus 4x is going to be negative 2x. And then plus 3. And that's my answer. When you add those things together, that's what you would get. Let's look at subtraction, because subtraction at times can be a little bit trickier than this. So here we go. Second example would be this guy. We've got 2x to the fourth minus 3x squared minus x, and then minus 2x cubed, right, minus 4x squared minus 5x plus 1. Now I'll say this, over the last 12 years of teaching, people have messed this problem up because all the instructions say is perform the indicated operation. And a lot of the times when students see a parentheses and then another parentheses, they think they're supposed to like FOIL or multiply it out. But you want to recognize this is the indicated operation. That's subtraction. So what are we trying to do? We're literally trying to subtract these things. So what you might do is just rewrite the first one. The first one would be as follows. It would be 2x to the fourth minus 3x squared minus x and nothing else. Now this minus sign is going to actually act like a negative 1 getting distributed to these. And all it's going to do is change the sign. So minus 2x cubed plus 4x squared plus 5x minus 1. And so it changes the sign, but you're not actually foiling out terms to terms. So distributing terms to terms, you're not doing that. So now we're going to look for like terms and write them in order. So I don't see anything with x to the fourth, so we'll write 2x to the fourth. I do see a negative 3x squared and a 4x squared, but I don't see anything with negative 2x cubed, so minus 2x cubed. The negative 3x squared and the 4x squared would be plus x squared. Nothing for the 5x, so plus 5x, and then minus 5. And so there's our polynomial. We've subtracted the two polynomials. We've combined any like terms that we could, and there we have it. Okay, so now we're going to move to the topic of multiplication. All right, so here we go. The topic of multiplication would be as follows, right? So there's two ways I'm going to look at it. Review-wise, most people, when it comes to multiplication, should already, watching this video, know how to do x minus 2 times x plus 3, let's say. This is everybody's fan favorite. This is called FOIL, right? First, outside, inside, last. So x squared plus, right there, plus 3x minus 2x minus 6. It's just a way of distributing the two binomials to one another so that we can remember to cover every basis. But another way to say it would be multiply everything in the first, right, in the first by everything in the second. Everything in the second. And so that would be what I would say really is saying. So answer is x squared plus x minus 6, okay? So let's make it even more exciting. Perform the indicated operations. So here we go, example number 3. And let's multiply x squared minus x plus 1 times x squared minus 2x plus 3. So now we have a trinomial times a trinomial. So how do you multiply these together? It's actually pretty straightforward. And the way you do your work can actually benefit you a lot in regards to like terms. So here we go. Everything to the first goes to everything in the second. So x squared in the first is going to go to all 3 in the second. So we would get x to the fourth minus 2x cubed plus 3x squared. Then everything in the first is going to go to everything in the second again. Oh, that looks kind of hard to see, huh? What about yellow? Ooh, nope, not much better. Anyway, so then it would be negative 2x cubed. Now what I'm going to do, or excuse me, negative x cubed on the first one, I'm going to actually write it underneath its like terms. So the first one would be negative x cubed. And then it would be plus 2x squared. And then it would be minus 3x. And then we're going to do it one more time, right? One more time. The 1 is going to go to all of these. So then we're going to have x squared. I'm going to put it under its like term, x squared. And then minus 2x. And then plus 3. Then I'm going to draw a line. And I'm going to actually add down. And I just think it's an easier way to collect all your information rather than writing it all out in one line. So then you'd have x to the fourth minus 3x cubed plus 6x squared minus 5x plus 3. Okay? And so that's how you would multiply two things together if they're larger than binomials. You don't really have FOIL, you just distribute. All right, and the last one is kind of like my mission in a math class is to help you never to do bad math again. And so the last example comes like this. Here it is. X minus 2 cubed. So often people say x minus 2 cubed is this. They're like, oh, x to the third minus 2 to the third. But this is bad math. Bad. Don't ever do that. If you do it, you'll be wrong every time. So how do we get it right? X minus 2 to the third. What does it mean to raise something to the third power? It means you would do x minus 2 times x minus 2 times x minus 2. This is good. Yay. And now, if you actually have to perform the indicated operation, which would have been cubing x minus 2, we now need to actually multiply it out. So it doesn't matter which 2 you start with, you're going to have to pick 2 and actually go with it. So I'll pick the first 2. If we FOIL those out, it's going to be x squared minus 4x plus 4. Right? And then you have another x minus 2 together. Right? So when I do this all out, that's how I got x squared minus 4x plus 4. I did FOIL those out. Now I have it again. Once again, what do we do when we have something bigger? We do everything in the first times everything in the second. So x squared times x and times negative 2, right? To there and to there. So you would have x cubed minus 2x squared. And then we have negative 4x going to both. So negative 4x squared is the like term plus 8x. Then 4 times that is 4x. And that is negative 8. And now I'm going to add down. So here we go. I'd get x cubed minus 6x squared plus 12x minus 8. And there's our answer. So that's the correct way. It's not x cubed minus 8, right? That's bad. Bad. It is all of that, and that is good. Okay, so that's your video on polynomial operations. Enjoy. Have a wonderful day.